Hello, my fellow YouTubers. On this little demonstration, we're going to be talking about Ed's wheel. There's a lot of Wilhelm Reich I noticed in Ed Leedskalnin, especially when he gets into his pamphlet he has on minerals and animals and plant life. Very Wilhelm Reich. So, what I like to do is kind of start off by going into some things that I've been working on and learning about. And what I wanted to do was put some stuff out there for you. What you got here is a magnetic field. You got a neutral in the center. What I'm trying to put together is that this wheel had nothing to do with generating power for Ed's lights, but the generator here that he put a patent on was more about fractal compression. And it's fractal compression that's within the magnetic field. So that would definitely be on the inside here. How you, instead of exploding energy like we do today, combustible engine and just how we treat power, this power would be more of a compression. Okay? And by doing so, we'll be going through series here and we'll be studying on the compression that's within the magnetic field, and then also the electrostatics and the magnetostatics. Because what we'll be dealing with is the dielectric that'll be in the cement. That'll be all around, it's built up around the sides here, comes up on one side of this whole half moon and down around this other circle here. So we're going to be taking the magnetic field and we're going to start to compress it. And as we compress it, we're going to be building this hectagonal internal pressure. Like everything has patterns. We'll be dealing with harmonics. And by different frequencies, or I would say different alternating, I guess would be a way to put it, in the harmonics. Because basically, energy should be treated like music. The numbers are there. The numbers are easy to work with, and they're also the proof how the stuff works. So with using the various harmonics, by having electrostatic and a magnetostatic pressure in on the inside of this neutral side from these magnets on the outside that Ed Leedskalnin was working on. I'm just blown away and amazed that this ain't just a wheel. This is a special wheel. Yes, it is. We'll be treating this thing like the golden ratio. And we'll be using harmonics. Well, there's some other things that actually I had to learn about with Tesla because in Tesla's Colorado, hello everybody, give a shout out to my subscribers. Thank you for following me. Um, in Tesla's Colorado Springs, you remember I made the big corral and I was doing different things, but most of that work was done without the camera. And I was focusing more on the third coil. And what I realized that the third coil wasn't what I always thought it was, and what I heard it was that it was the tickler. No. If you really, especially in his studies in Colorado Springs, if you really want to push out power, you need to have harmonics and you need to have a particle that was traveling faster than the speed of sound, not light, sound. And as it travels past the speed of sound, the energy behind the speed of sound would be like a car battery where it just pushes the particle, and the particle just keeps traveling. So these are things that I knew about, and these are the things that I kind of didn't hear people out there saying. And I got to give a shout out to my boy. His name is Gregor Archer. I think he's from up in the mountains. I'm from Asheville. I think he's from up that area or somewhere up that area. And the guy is very smart. Tune into his channel if you want to learn anything. Listen, he's very, very, very smart. What I've realized with the Colorado Springs study and doing the reading and looking into the patents that he has, he started using the third coil like this. The primary and the secondary were in series, and they were coupled magnetically, okay? And the secondary and the third coil was coupled electrostatically, okay? So now you have electrostatic, back to what I was saying with Ed's wheel. You have electrostatic and electromagneto waves. So how do you learn about these type of waves that you would have in Ed Leedskalnin's wheel that's built up as an internal compression? My boy Gregor, he's all over it. And then some good videos out there I came across from some colleges that randomly, if you're not looking for it, you're not going to find them, kind of lectures that help me understand the process of how this works. So back to the third coil creating a harmonics because you have a static magneto and an electrostatic in here that's being compressed together. And guess what, guys? I've just ordered some sand from Ed's area. And guess what it is? 99.6% quartz. There it is. Quartz. Quartz. The Egyptians. Quartz. That's where Ed comes in and says, I knew what the Egyptians knew. Quartz. There's the perfect dielectric that's inside this magnetic field that'll be taking that dielectric and creating a electrostatic that's going to be in the neutral area, and it cannot escape on the way out. You know why? Because there's electromagnetic field on the outside of this wheel. And basically on the inside here, you got the neutrals, but we're actually compressing. We're going to be compressing like a hexagon to where we're driving the energy in a pattern, because everything, like I said, this energy is like music, and that's the same thing the Egyptians treated the whole thing like music, because music is universal. It's so universal. It's so universal, guys. I'm so excited about this, and I'm just pumped up. I'm don't mean to be so excited to you guys, but it's just about taking and looking inside of everything with how this electrostatic and magnetostatic, how it builds a growth, and then how it decays, and how we implode it inward. And I believe that this is just that wheel. Well, guys, it's been a long day of work. Ed's Ed's PMH up there, still stuck together. What's that been? A couple weeks? Oh shit! Couple weeks, huh? Let's see if it's still got juice. I don't know if I even have the strength. Oh shit! Okay, look. Still stuck. All this is soft iron. Okay, soft iron stuck together. Electromagnetic field started that energy running in that iron, guys. It put so many electrons inside that thing. Negative charges running through that. Positive charge too. Actually, we talked about that. There really is, the difference between the two charges is the rotation that they spin. So the identifier words would be positive and negative, but taketh thee and giveth thee. Right? Taketh thee and giveth thee. All right, 12 minutes. Peace out, guys. I hope I didn't bore you with my conversation, but this is crazy. This internal right here, you can see where this whole block of iron down bottom, the motor block here, is going to have this internal capacitor. The block ring here that's connected to the shaft, it will have the one plate, and we're going to be designing this whole interior, especially the way this top O-ring around here is connected to the bolts, which is connected to the block, which will have the same charge as this inner. This is an inner plate. Okay, we'll be creating the dielectric from the quartz when we make the quartz sand cement, and then we'll be putting a layer in there, and I have to do some work ahead of me to find out what's the millage on the layer, and then we'll be putting another. Notice like the bottom is not touching, so you got PVC touching the bottom, so isolated. This is isolated. This is crazy, pulling this energy in, this electrostatic along with this electromagnetic, pulling it in. We're going to compress this stuff. Oh, I love compression. I'm just excited. All right, guys. Peace out, man. Peace to everybody. Love. Take care.